Thanks for joining us. A little bit of miscalculation there on my part, so there are actually 4 panelists here. Okay, so going to start off in the same way that Laurent did with our previous panel, and how we're probably going to start with most of our panels this morning, which is just to ask you to take 2 minutes. I am going to time you all, just to tell me a little bit about yourselves and about your company. So Ricky, since you're at the end there, and you're I'm sure you're wide awake after last night, we'll start with you.
Absolutely. Hi guys, how you doing? Ricky Knox, founder and CEO of Tandem Bank. Prior to this, set up a few different tech businesses, including Asimo. Little shout out for Asimo's in the audience, Mike Kent's in the audience today, and small financial services, and now building one of the next generation banks. Tandem Bank received its license in November 15, and now we just completed an acquisition of Harrods, which is Harrods Bank, which was started in 1893. So just bought a very old bank and turning it into a new one.
Hi, I'm Valentin, the CEO and one of the founders of N26. We are, I would say, the first bank maybe our customers love to use. We're based in Germany. Overall, we have more than 500,000 customers in 17 countries in Europe today. We're announcing today that we have more than 200,000 customers in the French market within the last 12 months. So it took us about 7 months to get the first 100,000, about 5 months now to get the second 100,000. And I would say we have one of the fastest growing banks in Europe. And I'm looking forward to the discussion.
Good morning. I'm Boden. I'm the CEO and founder of Starling Bank. After about 30 years in traditional banking, in the payments industry, in transaction banking, I quit the old banks to start a new bank in 2014. Starling Bank is now offering retail consumer app-only banking in the UK. We've also got a business account coming out soon. But what's, I think, most relevant to this audience here today is that we also have a vibrant marketplace. We have a lot of permissions, so we can actually offer lots of other financial services products to our customers. And we have a thriving payments business where we offer faster payments, SEPA payments, we're members of Target 2, to the fintech community. So as well as offering services to consumers and businesses, you here in the audience here today are also my customers.
Hi, I'm Nick. So I'm founder of a company called Revolut, and we are better than a bank. Now we have 1.4 million customers, so we're opening about 5 to 10,000 new accounts every day. So opening about 90 business accounts. And that's all we achieved within 2.5 years. And if you want to try our products, so we have cards giveaway just in that corner after this session. Thank you.
All right, well, thanks for the plug there, Nick, and thanks all of you for that introduction. Now, it's an opportune moment to be having this discussion about neobanks and their kind of impact on the market, because, of course, we just this month have had the introduction of PSD2, or open banking, which is allowing customers to give their banks permission to share the data that they have on their with startups such as yourselves. Were all of you guys just breaking out the champagne when that came into effect?
Definitely for us. I mean, I built the last 2 businesses around PSD1, which is a change in payments regulation that allowed Asimo and Small World to be built. And so when we started building Tandem, we were designing it around PSD2 and what was coming next. So at the heart of Tandem, and actually different from everyone here on this panel, we allow you to, and have allowed you for the last year, to link all your accounts together and view, and eventually with PSD2 we will allow you to pay from and to your current account. So our thesis is that the current account will no longer be the core product, the core platform on which everything else is built, and indeed we offer credit card products, loan products, savings accounts around the edge of the PSD2 application. So you don't need to change your current account anymore.
I think there's a lot of assumptions around how PSD2 is going to be used. I think in the introduction you said it's about fintechs bolting on top of banks. One of the first implementations in the UK was Yolt, owned by ING, a bank, traditional bank, bolting onto a new bank, Starling. So what we have with PSD2 is breaking up the value chain for the first time. I spent 30 years trying to cross-sell and upsell products in the banking world. I concluded that model was actually sort of old, past its usefulness, and you had to break up that value chain into things that really added specific value to customers. I think the biggest threat we have here is that we don't take advantage of really focusing on what we do really, really well. And unless the banking industry wakes up, you'll have a situation, it won't be the new fintechs sitting on top of banks, it'll be the likes of Amazon and big tech providing the customer interfaces, the customer intimacy, and that will be connecting onto old banks that provide the rails. This is a wake-up for us all. PSD2, just like PSD1, is great for consumers, it drives innovation, it makes a market that's far more competitive. But I think we're going to see a lot of change coming up. You know, the new banks here will drive competition, but the breaking up of the industry will cause even more competition.
And I'm sorry, why is it a problem if, maybe it's a problem for you, but perhaps not for consumers if Amazon or Facebook or whoever come in?
I've never said it's a problem. What I'm trying to say is the fact that if we talk into an industry, we here should not be complacent. We shouldn't be talking about, you know, banks providing the plumbing and new fintechs providing better customer experience. We all could be subject to a big revolution whereby new players come in and actually help companies with their working capital by providing better payments, faster payments, better customer experience. And we, as an industry, are left out in the cold.
Valentin.
So I think if you look at PSD2, I think the impact is definitely going to accelerate the interchange of data between banks. But if you look at it today, in Germany, you can already do the same. So we today, for example, if you join us as a new customer, and we don't have enough data about you, you give us the credentials of your traditional bank account, and we scan the last 2 years, and based on that, we take our credit decision. So I think the industry is a little bit overestimating the impact of PSD2. I think if you want to have a modern interface that takes more than just the data you have in your account, you can do that already today in a couple of the markets. But in general, I agree. I think the basis of the bank of the future is going to be how smart this bank is going to be. And to be smart, you need to have enough data. And that PSD2 is definitely something that is driving that. And the other thing I think that PSD2 is having, it's making the line between current account and other products even more blurry. And if you look at our product today, we, for example, offer a savings account, but we don't do the savings account ourselves, but we do it with 15 other banks in Europe, and whoever pays the highest interest, our customers invest with that bank. I think with PSD2, such things will be much more enforced, and I think you will have a specialization of the value chain. You will have certain banks just focusing on saving products, others just focusing on credit, maybe other players coming in like insurances and focusing on underwriting consumer credits and something like this. Yeah.
Nick?
Well, I think it's very cool. So PSD2 allows, for example, us to load money directly from another bank account to Revolut account. That's number one. And number two, it actually allows you to compete, I think, directly with MasterCard and Visa, because right now, online, you won't need to pay with a card. You'll pay directly with your bank account. And that's, I think, huge.
And just coming back to something that Anne was just saying a moment ago, I mean, we do have these big tech companies out there with huge amounts of resources, huge ability to use data, to use artificial intelligence, or whatever it is that they need to kind of stay one step ahead. Is it your biggest fear? Are those the kind of potential competitors that keep you guys awake at night? Is it the Amazons and the Facebooks of this world, or is it still each other and perhaps the incumbent banks when they get their act together?